That it sounds really deep for ice cream, but that's what I've realized with it. It's just, people come for an escape or just, joy after a recital or a graduation, hanging out with family.
This is Enjoy Fort Wayne, the show that entertains, informs, and inspires the community of Fort Wayne, Indiana. We do it by telling the stories of the doers, thinkers, and performers of our community. I'm Adam Merino. Today, I'm talking to Molly Jordan from the 05 Scoop Shop. We'll find out how she got her love for not only ice cream, but the community she serves it to. Born and raised in Fort Wayne, she gives us the scoop on what's next for the city. So today, Molly Jordan will have us enjoy Fort Wayne.
My name is Molly Jordan, and my occupation is I own the 05 Scoop Shop, an ice cream shop in Fort Wayne. I also own a marketing business, and I do marketing consulting, so I actually have two jobs.
Awesome. How long have you been doing each?
05 Scoop Shop has been open for about a year. May 2021 is when we opened. And then I've also been doing marketing consulting for about 2.5 years. Opened right before COVID hit, actually.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, are you from Fort Wayne? Were you born here?
Yep. I was born and raised in Fort Wayne, south side of town in the 07, and youngest of 5. So a big rat pack. Yeah, just a big family, and went through high school.
Growing up, Molly almost ended up out of Fort Wayne.
My father worked at Harvester, and Harvester closed down. And so in the process of him trying to find a new job, he finally landed a job at GM in Lansing, and we were moving. In the summer, we were about to move. I was about 13. He passed away. So I grew up my high school years with just my mom. So, and my brother, because my older siblings were already out of the house. So yeah, been in Fort Wayne, my whole life. So one of my first jobs I worked, if you're from Fort Wayne, you've heard of Atz's. So I worked at Atz's.
Grew up going to Atz's.
That was my first job.
Well, and South probably.
South. I worked at the Tillman Road one.
You had a little ice cream background.
A little
brought
bit.
back some memories.
Yeah. Oh, sure.
So, not knowing what to do in college, Molly got a public management degree.
And then worked a couple other places, and then I'm like, this isn't me. And so I started volunteering with things I knew I enjoyed. So I volunteered here in Fort Wayne for like Three Rivers Festival, the Mid-Continent Conference basketball tournament, things that were festivals and sports related. So entertainment and sports, I knew I liked all of that. Then I answered a blind ad for a new job, which was Jefferson Point, because it said events and marketing, and got the marketing manager job there when Jefferson Point opened. So I was there for a handful of years.
So Molly worked a couple other jobs, had a couple kids, went back to work, and then COVID hit.
Downsizing happened, and I was a victim of that, along with my boss, and the two of us started the marketing consulting business. And so we've been doing that for a handful of years. Well, not a handful, a couple of years. I think in our conversations, we had a lot of experience that some people had asked for some help. There's a lot of people that had come to us and said, hey, how do you do this? How do you do that? And so, we're like, hey, we've worked with other consultants. I think we can do this. What are our strengths? We're not necessarily a full service agency, but what can we do to help, the people that have come to us to ask for help? And so just getting the confidence, to do it, because it seemed like such a mountain to start your own business, but through the encouragement of others, and the fact that we did, we were like, okay, what do we do now? That excitement and having, this business partner really did help. I mean, by myself, I don't know if I would have taken that leap, but, just getting the excitement and having the time to put it together allowed us to do that. So other people encouraged us to do it.
With one business already under her belt, it was time to scream for ice cream.
My husband and I had the opportunity and looked at the challenge, and it was really a good time to do this. We wanted to give back to the community that we live in and not see a building just not have a thriving business. And so we're like, should we try this? And so we had a lot of conversations and decided to go for it. My husband has been in business for a long time, since the late 90s, I think. So he's full on entrepreneur. So he has encouraged me to do this. And same with the O5. I mean, he's like, we can do this.
Remember, this show is interactive. Hop on Facebook groups and type in Enjoy Fort Wayne. There you can see what's going on in the city or ask what's going on. It's all designed for you to enjoy Fort Wayne. And now, back to the show. You mentioned something that I thought was interesting. You saw a need and people started asking you, and it gave you confidence, is what you said. What would you say to people who might be in a similar situation but don't know the first steps or don't know if they can make it, or what message would you have for them if they're kind of in the same boat?
Sure. You know, you do have to do research, figure out, you know, what are the resources out there. You know, that's one good thing. You know, Fort Wayne has a lot of resources for small businesses, and you don't really know about them. You know, you have to ask around. You have to, you know, ask a lot of questions. Ask people, you know, that you've worked with, your colleagues, you know, other business owners. That was a huge benefit, talking to other business owners and saying, how did you do it? The biggest thing is make sure you get an accountant and a lawyer and a bank. I mean, those are the top three things that you need. And in the two businesses I'm involved with, same. You know, they're totally different businesses, but it's the same three things. Those were the first things that you need to talk to those people. But definitely asking a lot of questions, doing your research, seeing if there's a need. You know, where is that need? Is it in Fort Wayne, or is your need, you know, in a larger you know, radius, or in a different city, or whatever it is. So that's kind of what I would say is do your research, make sure it is a need, and then just ask a lot of questions. Just talk to a lot of people. I mean, that's how you're going to feel, you know, and understand if people would want your service or your product.
If it makes sense for them,
Right.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Okay, so now it's time to get to the O5 scoop. Walking distance from Hall's Restaurant and across from Parkview on State Street. Let's find out how the Jordan family became owners of the O5 Scoop Shop.
So our daughter actually worked for the ice cream shop before, the summer before, and that was her first job. And they had gotten an email saying, hey, we are, the owners, we are moving out of town. They left the city, and it was called Jukebox.
That's
and
right.
so
I totally forget that, but now I remember.
Yeah, so they had moved out of town, and we just had, you know, I think they put it on their Facebook page. One night, you know, my husband and I were just brainstorming business ideas. Just, hey, you know, you're dreaming, you know. It's just like kind of when sometimes you go look at maybe a house, like an open house, and you're like,
do you think most people do that?
I don't know. I know some people that do. No, you don't just dream about.
Well, I don't think that's like a normal thing for a couple to just be like,
hey, what do you want to do with this? What would you do with this building if you owned it, is basically.
But most people are more like, hey, did you want to see, you know, the Avengers movie or the Jurassic Park movie? Like, that's more.
We have those conversations too.
Those are more normal. No, I mean, I just feel like, wow, that is that, you know.
We just started talking about that more and more. Just, you know, hey, what do you think would be good in this location? You know, all the equipment was there. And so it was like, you know, hey, we could do this. And so I actually just messaged their Facebook page and I said, hey, are you guys selling? And they quickly replied back, I think within an hour, and said,
yes.
Yeah. And they're like, they hadn't put it up, you know, on the market yet. And so,
did they know that you were the mom of their employee?
Not yet. No,
At that time, they didn't?
They probably recognized the name, but I mean, I have such a common name, Jordan. So, you know, maybe not. But it did come out later, but, so we got to talking and went back and forth, took a tour of the ice cream shop. And so, just one thing led to another, and that momentum just happened. And, all of a sudden we were the owners, February of 21. And so we started, making some changes on the inside just to reflect, our style and what we felt, maybe the community would like. And so then opened in May.
Brewhound Bus is your chance to visit all the scenes you want to check out, from breweries to wineries and nightlife. Book your tour with Brewhound Bus. Go to brewhoundbus.com, let us pick you up from your house and drop you off home safely. Grab 12 of your friends and bring your own cooler on board. Book your next bachelor or bachelorette party, birthday, or friends night out with Brewhound Bus. Check out the weekday specials as well, only at brewhoundbus.com. So the one thing about the O5 Scoop Shop, if you have a favorite flavor, there's a good reason why it may not be there the following week you visit.
Yeah, we rotate the flavors quite a bit, as you mentioned. I wish we could have, 36 dipping tubs out or 48, but we have 16. And actually, COVID delayed, like a lot of things, we got a topping rail, which also stores more ice cream that we can dip from behind our servers. And so we were supposed to get that like a couple weeks after opening, and it came in December. So now we do have more than 16 flavors that we can dip and have available, and we have done that for people that come in, just like what you had asked, because they have this one flavor that they want.
Right.
And a lot of times I can't say no unless it has been in the below zero, like 14, 15 degrees below zero, and I literally can't scoop it, or somebody can't scoop it because it's so hard because it's dormant, right? And so what we try to do is we have different categories of flavors that we want to always have out, because there are the peanut butter lovers, right? And so you want to have a peanut butter variety out, right? And the chocolate, I mean, some people don't even veer from chocolate, so we always have a couple chocolate out. We always have some kid flavors out, right? You always need to have that,
like
cotton,
a Superman type,
cotton. It's Super Cow, Cotton Candy, Cookie Monster, right?
Sure.
Classics. I have our dairy farm that we get the majority of our ice cream from. Oh my gosh, the most creamy butter pecan. And so I try to have that a lot, but they also have almond joy and praline pecan, and there's some, people that love those. So we kind of have these categories: sea salt caramel, fruit flavors. There's some really refreshing fruit flavors, and especially in the summer, and there are way too many. And so you've got the blueberry cobbler person, but then the strawberry cheesecake, and then the, black cherry. These cherries come from Traverse City, Michigan. And so it's hard to keep all the flavors out that everybody loves, but we're trying to accommodate.
So let's say you just need that flavor you had 2 weeks ago. Well, you're in luck.
When somebody is really, really excited about a flavor and are like really bummed out because we can't bring it out, or we've run through that whole tub, we have a text list. And so I'll put their name in our phone. And when we put a new tub out, we will text them, hey, we just opened a black cherry. You wanted to know about that. Hope to see you soon. So I don't think your name's on any of them.
No. And that's why I say I was 1% frustrated that a flavor I like all of a sudden is not there. But because the other 99% is like, ooh, but now I get to try this that I wouldn't have been able to. So there hasn't been a flavor that bummed me out so much. Yeah. Because I'm also, now that I know that it's like that, when I go in, it's like,
try something new.
Yeah, I'm excited to see, okay, well, I wonder what they have this time. Right. And I wonder, sometimes it's only 3 days apart. Right. But the last 3 days I was there was that last day, and I just caught it on the cycle. Right. And it's a new one. Or sometimes, oh, I remember that one. I do want one scoop of that. Right. So I, as a fan, can appreciate that, and now I know if there is something like a cookies and cream type of hybrid thing, that's my I love anything that's like cookies and cream, right?
Oreo cheesecake you would really like.
Okay, so that's something that maybe I'll have to get on the text line. So tell us what we need to do if we want to do that then.
Just ask a scooper.
Okay.
They all know we do this for people. So, I mean, we'll just get your name and your phone number and we'll text you when we open up the tub.
So if it's a flavor that they remember from before, or if
Mm-hmm.
it's the flavor that they have today and they want to make sure
Mm-hmm.
that they can
Yeah.
have, or
Yeah. This summer we've had quite a few of the fruit flavors that people are like, oh my gosh, when are you going to get this back? And I'm like, okay, we'll get it from the dairy farm. I got to wait until my next order because I ran through it. And so,
sure,
um, they find out when they come.
sure.
When we see they're excited, we'll say something. But if somebody knows about it, they'll say, hey, can you tell me when it's in? So that's kind of how that works.
There's one central thing to the O5 Scoop Shop. Molly sees it every day.
Oh my gosh, it's definitely the people that come in. I hadn't been in the service industry for many years. I mean, in college, I worked at restaurants and different places and loved that environment. And just people are, believe it or not, people are either really happy or really sad when they come in to get ice cream. So just kind of, working with the mood of the person and being there for them and helping them satisfy that mood that they're in and what they want to accomplish with it. It sounds really deep for ice cream, but that's what I've realized with it. It's just people come for an escape or just joy after a recital or a graduation, hanging out with family, just kind of chilling out. We have people on the patio as we're closing up, and I love it because they're like, hey, can we stay here a little bit longer? I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. Just it is definitely what people, since we're in a neighborhood, a lot of people bump into their neighbors or their friends there, and so just getting into conversation and getting to know people, I think, has been a lot of fun. But from a business side, it's been the challenge of new areas that I've never had been able to dig into, just the numbers, what do you, like, we have a retail area in our shop, what do I put there? What do people want? Just digging into the scheduling and the training and the, all of that, the marketing, it's totally different. That has really challenged me, and it's good to be challenged, and expand, your brain, to areas that you haven't used in a while. So that's been a good challenge. Opening up a small business, opening up your own business, and every type of business is great, but we didn't have a packet that told us, here's your menu, here's your, all the different equipment or tools you need. We had to do from taster spoons, what to put the taster spoons in, every little detail that is in the shop. My husband and I figured out.
Okay, this sounds like a lot of work. I may stick to podcasting. So why does Molly keep coming back?
It is a wonderful feeling to know that you were able to accomplish, this business. It's rewarding, when you talk to people and like yourself and, you're saying that you love coming, to the shop and, oh man, good deal. I think we did okay. It's just very rewarding, especially when you see somebody out you don't know and they're wearing a shirt or something like that. So that's very, very cool. It's the freedom of making the decisions, which was very hard at first because I was so used to working, in a place or in places where, you can make decisions, but when it got to a certain level, you're like, okay, I need a committee or a board approval or a president approval or whatever it was. It's very rewarding, I guess I would say. And especially when you see that it's touched people, and people are excited about it, that's very rewarding. But those are the types of things, just you're making something, from scratch, really, and hoping that people will like it. And
It's different when it's your baby.
yeah,
Right?
yeah.
All babies are cute, but isn't yours cuter?
I don't know. They're all cute.
The Jordans have a few things they enjoy doing in Fort Wayne while not at the shop.
You know, we do try to go around Fort Wayne and participate in the different activities.
Yeah.
Love doing that, and usually ride our bikes to it. So, because we are not too far from downtown. Mostly downtown stuff. I mean, we do go out. You know, Fort Wayne has grown so much over the years. You know, growing up, it was really, you know, I grew up out south, like I mentioned, but Coliseum was my perimeter. That was the border, right? I mean, there were things beyond it, but, you know, Southwest was Times Corners. That's as far as Southwest went. Chapel Ridge wasn't even around. Carroll was, you know, out there was farm
A country
fields.
school.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah. So it's grown.
And downtown was not what it is now.
Oh, even as a young adult, I lived downtown. I lived in Three Rivers Apartments for a while, and you know, you wanted it to thrive, and you wanted things down there, and it's like somebody would propose something, but it never crossed the finish line, right? And so the momentum that's happened in the last 10 years or so has been so exciting to see. We hit
Jefferson Point.
Yeah, somebody started a concert series.
You have to go there.
Yeah. Tried a new restaurant last weekend. Always like to find new restaurants, and went to one downtown, Bistro Noda. It was amazing. And, you know, just trying to find those gems and find where we want to go back to and support them. So I just hope that momentum continues, because it is thriving. I mean, even the alleyways, you know, things that are happening, you know.
Paintings on the alleys. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. The drains, you know, the river project. And, you know, those are the types of things that I love seeing.
What do you think then moving forward one of the biggest challenges for Fort Wayne is?
Keeping that momentum going, not stalling, probably. We've got some good things going on from what I can see. And, you know, it would be great to see it continue to work together, businesses work together to actually, you know, cross that finish line with the different projects and see more cool things come to Fort Wayne.
You have a billboard, actually, I guess, but if you could raise up that billboard at your shop and have it so that the whole city could see it, what would it say? As
silly as it sounds, maybe, or simple as it sounds, I mean, it's really more work together and get along and support each other. You know, let's make our community unique, and let's work together and get along. I mean, I think that we're all trying to create a vibrant community, and we can meet, you know, work things out and just make it a good place for people to live. That's way too long for a billboard, all of those words, because in marketing, you should only have a few words. I've
learned that as well. However, this is your message that you get to say. So, I like it. Hopefully, you've been informed, entertained, and most of all, inspired. The 05 Scoop Shop is located at 1937 East State Boulevard and is open Wednesday through Sunday. For more information, you can follow them on Facebook and Instagram. The links are in the show notes. As always, we want you to be interactive with the show. Go to your Facebook groups and type in Enjoy Fort Wayne. There you can interact with the rest of the community and find out how to enjoy Fort Wayne. This show is produced by Coraggio Media and is part of the In Crowd Network. The show is written and edited by me with music from Certified and A Better Fort. It is recorded at the WELT studios in beautiful downtown Fort Wayne at the Allen County Public Library. For Molly Jordan, I'm Adam Merino. This is Enjoy Fort Wayne. I'm living life right now, right now.